All right, so
And it goes with my Jesus socks.
it kind of does. Jesus and the nun could have a battle.
Yeah. Name of the Holy Spirit.
Hi, everybody.
Google gobble. Sorry.
Welcome to the 16th or 17th episode of Models and Movies. I don't know which one it is, but I flashed it on the screen right behind us. And today, I am so lucky to have for the third time. Third time's a charm. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this right this time. This is Sam. That's it. Her Instagram is on the screen behind us. It's her name is Sam Mathias, and she is super cool, and she vapes like a vape god.
As in each episode, you may know.
Yeah, well, you got to keep her happy. So she's back for the third time, and this time we watched a Serbian film. Oh my goodness. I had such a roller coaster ride on this film.
You gotta think of another film.
No.
You've said that a couple
We're
times.
going to watch it one day. We didn't watch the Serbian film.
No.
What did we watch?
Freaks.
We watched Freaks.
It was 1932.
A movie made in 1932. That's 85 years ago, 86 if you're counting. But 85 years ago, this I guess it was a horror film.
For them back in that day. But
It's fun how your voice goes deep when you're vaping. That's cool, and I made you speak. I'm sorry. So anyway, yeah,
Batman.
Freaks 1932 was Batman was made, and it was crazy. But before we get into the movie, we need to do beer of the show.
Yes,
And
my favorite part.
Favorite part of the show is beer of the show, and today the beer that I've chosen is Dirty Little Freak.
Dirty Little Freak.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this beer. I've actually had this before. It's a dark,
Oh, you're pouring it actually right this time.
you know. So last time, what movie did we watch last time?
Oh, the Beaster.
Beaster Day.
God.
And we drank mead out of the skulls of our enemies.
Yes, it's a Viking. Was it Viking
Ritual?
Blood?
Viking Blood.
Viking Blood
Yeah.
is 19%.
Oh my God.
That was a lot.
That was not a good idea.
Yeah.
So to you, Sam, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you again for
And
having me back.
Dirty Little Freak.
Dirty Little Freak. Okay.
Very good.
And it's by Duclaw Brewery. I actually have had a couple of their beers before. They make some really good ones.
Great.
Yeah, and this one's not 19%, so we're good.
No, we're good. Okay.
That's good.
I'm going to be coherent through the entire episode. So let's talk about Freaks then.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I actually liked it. I really
Yeah?
did. Yeah, it was good. It's definitely a movie different from its time because a lot of the movies that were coming out around that decade, like what we said, Wizard of Oz came out, and
Wizard of Oz.
what
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Basically what you can do is you can assume that this is a low-budget horror film from that time period.
Right. Yes.
And for what it was fantastic, I think.
Yeah, they didn't use any type of like makeup. I guess from what I'm learning, it was all real people.
Yes. So the basic plot of the film. Why don't you talk a little bit about the plot of the film?
Oh boy. So the basic.
In grand terms, by the way, because we're going to get into it.
If you were to make a behind-the-scenes reality show about the circus people around that time, just love triangles, murder, and tragedy. Yeah, it's kind of like
happens.
that. Yeah, I mean, in the movie it does. There's a big love triangle. First starting off
There's
with...
a quadrangle and an octagon.
Yeah, with Lady Fraulein, the French peacock lady. That's how I
Yes.
named her. She was Cleopatra. But
Yeah, that was actually her name, Cleopatra.
Yeah. No, so yeah, it pretty much bases like kind of a life of the circus, and with a little bit of a plot to it.
Yeah, that's really what it was. So
Yeah.
it was basically you're kind of behind the scenes of a traveling circus.
Yes.
And we think it's through Europe. We believe it's traveling circus through Europe.
Yeah, they mentioned Paris a couple times, and yeah.
And they spent a lot of time concentrating on the relationships of the circus freaks, the sideshow freaks, and their daily happenings of what they do and their relationships with one another and how they kind of got along.
I had a swell dream about you last night. Oh, you did?
But yet, you don't ever see a circus going on. They never show like the crowd
That's true. I don't think they had the budget to put on a full circus scene.
There was no animals.
There was a wall.
There was
a seal. One
There was
seal.
a seal. That was probably expensive.
I think I saw some other four-legged animal, like a. No, I don't think I did.
No, I
Never
think that
mind.
was just one of the
There was
freaks.
one seal. Oh, snap! Shots fired. So that is the basic plot. You're just basically following along these circus freaks. And when I say circus freaks, I mean no disrespect to the disabled and the handicapped and stuff like that. These were actual people who were in the sideshows of circuses of the 1930s.
Right, and I mean, if you were to take those people nowadays, you wouldn't be able to label them as such because we're very
not.
PC right
And
now.
we would absolutely never put them in a sideshow and exploit them for their physical deformities and such.
I'm like lost my calling.
You wanted to be a circus freak?
No, just part of the circus.
Oh.
Or maybe the traveling Renaissance festival.
What part would you play in a traveling
Renaissance festival?
Renaissance
I've
festival.
already, I go to a couple of them and I role play like as like a fairy.
Nerd?
Yes. Anyways, back to
She's a pretty nerd. So let's try to talk about the characters of freaks.
I got this.
There were a lot.
There was
A lot of characters.
I have 11 down, but I know there was a couple that didn't really
We'll
have
just
more
stick
than
with
one
the major ones.
scene. Yeah, major ones. They first talk about. I have her down as French Peacock Lady, but
She's first? I
Well,
thought we met Hans and Frida first.
no, because actually the first opening scene they talk about how she became what she became towards the end of the movie. Remember, they're all circling around, and then they flash
that's the
forward.
prologue.
Yeah. So
Yes.
she was kind of the first character they introduced to the whole
But
thing.
we didn't see her.
No, not yet. Not
They
until the
just
ending.
spoke about her.
We told you we had living, breathing monstrosities.
That's what happens when you eat too many chicken nuggets at McDonald's.
I want chicken nugget.
Okay, so we flash back. Wow, is that what happens? A monstrosity? So, chicken nugget monstrosity. So we flash back now to how the story starts, and we
Yes.
meet
Wait, the Hans and
Hans and Frida.
Hans and Frida. They're not really children.
They're little people.
They're little people. I think they were actually in Wizard of Oz.
Sam said this as we were watching, and I didn't understand what she was talking about until I really thought about it.
The Lollipop
and
Kids.
yeah, the Lollipop Guild. There were a lot of little people in that film, and I'm sure they were all trying to find work eventually in other films.
It's hard.
But
being
it's
little in a
hard
big
for a little
world.
person. Yeah,
big
there's just
world.
not that many roles for little people. Anyway, so they found probably the best two actors they could find for this.
They were great. Yeah.
It was tough. We had to turn on the subtitles because it was kind of difficult to hear what they were saying.
But Hans, my Liebchen, you have not been listening to what I have been saying.
Right.
Really tough to hear what they're talking about.
They also had a very thick German accent as
That
well.
is
so.
also true. Yes.
Yeah, we had to put it in subtitles for the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they were great actors. Frida.
Frida was especially a good actress.
Yeah, she was actually really pretty too. She
Mm-hmm.
is engaged to Hans, and like all guys, Hans is an idiot.
And he is wandering. He sees that tall drink of water.
French Peacock Lady. Which
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yeah. Her actual name is Fraulein. So she, I think, is actually. Is it Fraulein?
Fraulein just means like Mrs. in German.
Oh, yeah, I don't know any German, so.
I know a little. Ein bisschen.
So, Fraulein Peacock Lady.
She actually has a name. It's Cleopatra.
It's Cleopatra, but still. That's
Yeah.
her stage name.
Okay, so Hans wants Fraulein Cleopatra.
Yeah.
And Cleopatra is sort of after
She's
or
a
involved
gold-
with the strongman.
She's a gold digger, basically. Yeah.
Oh, but before that, the strongman and Venus
Yes.
break up.
I like Venus. She's really pretty.
Venus is very
She's
pretty.
she's the coolest one in my opinion.
We think she's the animal handler because she doesn't have any deformities
No.
or weirdnesses about her.
yeah. She actually breaks up with Strongman, who's not really very strong.
Not really. He's just tall.
Yeah, kind
So
of.
if you're tall, join the circus.
He's kind of tall, not really.
He's taller than most of the people,
He's probably wearing boots.
but there's a lot of little people.
And half a guy.
Pinheads are short.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so so who was the strongman's name? What was the strongman's name? Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules. That was
So
that was his
Hercules
stage
was
name.
with Venus, Venus left Hercules and went two doors down to Pharaoh, the clown.
Yeah, they have carriages. They're like little trailers for the circus people.
So she just moves, and when I say moves, she grabbed her stuff and her plant.
She's like, what? You've never seen a lady move before?
But what didn't Hercules allow her to take?
The perfume he bought her.
Right.
Oh, no, you don't. I gave you this.
Why, you cheap. Oh.
But she took the plant.
No-
I was
no
expecting.
takebacks.
Yeah, I was expecting for her to throw the plant, but no. He actually puts it on, and then he leans over and smells a pot of food that she was probably cooking. Just wondering why he wasn't stealing her shoes next. That was a little weird. He's spraying it on himself. I don't know. Anyways.
Okay. So then there's Pharaoh, who's the clown, and we think that Pharaoh's Foso.
It's Froso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep saying his name wrong.
Yeah,
but
Froso.
I think Foso and Venus have something like there's sexual tension there.
Yeah, at first. She walks away from her circus trailer with Strongman, and that's when she was like, what's wrong? You've never seen a lady move before. And then she goes out and yells at him.
There was a lot of hostility.
Yeah, and then she just pops up in somebody else's trailer
Yeah,
carriage.
it's like I can't live there, so I guess I'm moving in with you.
I know, right? And
That's how it works.
yeah, but I don't know. He was pretty cute, actually.
Sure. I think Venus was the most attractive freak, but they weren't all freaks. But she was the most
No.
attractive person in the
movie. Yeah.
But Fraulein or whatever, Frida was a second, close second. She was very attractive.
Yeah, she was pretty. She was, yeah.
All right. So then, what are some other characters that we have? Because that was a whole relationship mess,
Right.
like a pentagram.
So they do show the man lady a couple times, and she's creepily watching them.
She's just
She's like sneaking around.
I'm a slithery little sneaky snake.
And then was it Strongman punches him in the face? Because also,
oh, okay.
yeah,
We have to explain.
Yeah, well, she was kind of spying. Well, she was spying on
Totally spying.
Cleopatra,
As she was making out with Strongman.
Strongman, and I think the he/she guy had a crush on Cleopatra. But when Strongman,
On Cleopatra or on Hercules? Because remember when the one guy said, I think she likes you, but he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's kind of both. He liked Cleopatra, and the other side liked Hercules.
It's hard being transgender
Yeah, especially
in 1932.
Oh man, very confusing.
You either join the circus or
Move to Idaho,
maybe start a cult.
raise goats.
Raise goats.
Yeah, but Hercules punches the guy part of the he/she man.
Oh, and punched him out hard.
Well, here's something for your eye.
So there's no they didn't hit any woman in this film.
No, the man side.
No, the man side. Oh, and then we have the twins.
What were their names?
They were named Violet and Daisy.
Violet and Daisy are Siamese twins.
Violet is a whore.
Is she?
Well, there was one scene where the guy, they didn't even
Daisy is the one getting married to the stutterer.
no, it was Violet.
Violet's getting married to the stutterer.
Daisy's the one that's staying up late at night reading.
Oh.
And
now I know why
Violet-
you say she's a whore.
Yeah, because there was that scene where that guy came out of nowhere and he was kissing on her and everything.
And
And,
then
Daisy.
Violet went all.
No,
Because she could.
Daisy
wait,
could
Daisy.
feel it. Violet's the whore.
Violet's getting married to the stutterer?
Yeah. And Daisy's a sister that is.
So Daisy's the whore.
Oh my
Violet's the whore.
god. Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I have all the characters' names. Okay.
She paid
Listen to
way
me.
more attention to this film than I did. So Daisy is getting married to the stutterer. Violet, they're Siamese twins. They look exactly the same and they're
All right.
connected.
Violet's getting married. Daisy's the sister that causes problems for the husband.
Yes.
He's complaining.
Because
and
Daisy always has to go somewhere.
Come on, I gotta go.
Boy.
She's always using that as an excuse.
She's 3 times in the movie, she's like, I gotta go.
It's a very valid excuse.
And of course, Violet is attached to her, so
Yeah.
that pisses off the stutterer guy.
It's-
I didn't get his name, but it probably doesn't matter.
I actually Johnny. No,
No,
that's
Johnny's the half
What did I?
By
write?
the way, the half man, creepy as fuck.
He's really pretty. Got a pretty face.
Well, I would hope so, because there's not much left of him after that. Because he is
saying.
literally cut off at the bottom of his rib cage. There's nothing below, and he
Yeah.
walks around on his hands. And that was great. I'm a good producer. Turned my phone off. Whatever. So Johnny is the half man, and he's like Spider-Man because he can go anywhere. He was like peeking in windows. He was climbing upstairs. He was.
Show it to you. I did everything you told me and it laid him right in the sawdust. Watch this, Venus. Watch this. Hello, Venus.
Hello, Johnny.
Who else?
We have the 3 Pin sisters.
Yes, the pinheads.
I didn't get their names.
Zip.
Really? Did you get their names?
It was in the credits.
Oh, no, we should roll those credits at one point.
I will. So yeah, they had names, but it wasn't really important because they didn't really have much to do. They were just sort of there as background.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they were actual like pinheads, right?
Oh yes.
Because everybody watches nowadays American Horror Story.
American Horror Story.
A lot of people watching it.
They did that fantastic makeup on that actress for season 2 in the asylum, and in season, I believe it was either 4 or 5 Freak Show.
I haven't watched that one yet, but so that's makeup. That's not actual.
That's not her. Yeah, she's actually a very attractive actress, but they make
really?
her look very terrible. In the makeup, yeah.
So yeah, these
but
are all
yeah.
real people.
They are real people that were real sideshow freaks at the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody else of importance?
Frances is the no arm lady.
Well, it wasn't. Just the Rollo brothers, panicking him again. But then we do it in every town. We're so used to it, it's getting monotonous.
Oh, she ate
I got
with
her
her
name.
feet?
Yeah, she ate with her feet. She does a lot of stuff with her feet,
A lot
probably.
of stuff with her feet. Wow. I've seen that movie before.
Well, there's always some type of humor. With
Rule 43
these
or
movies.
34, Rule 34.
And then Roscoe, Roscoe's the stuttering husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know he had a name, but
Yeah.
yeah. There was also kind of a person who was in charge of all the pinheads, and she seemed like she was the keeper of all
mother.
the freaks, the mother of
Yeah,
the
the
freaks
mother.
and stuff like that. So
But bearded lady. She gives birth.
yeah, but that was just weird.
Yeah, but they don't explain it at
There
all.
was no reason for her to
They don't
even
even
be in
show
there.
the baby.
I should mention that this movie is only 104 an hour and 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
And from the research that I've done, the movie was much longer when it actually showed in 1932. But unfortunately, it was too horrific for people at the time. People passed out. They were angry. There were riots. So they had to cut out a large portion of this film, probably 20, 25 minutes of the film. And that's the only film that we have today, is this 1 hour and 4 minute long
Yeah,
version.
it's not a very long movie. So if you and your family want to watch something on
No,
the holidays,
no.
get together. What?
No, this is not a family film.
What? Depending on your family, you enjoy it.
I'll say this. If you showed this to a 12-year-old today, he would just think it was dumb. I don't think he would think it's scary or weird or anything.
No, of course not. The stuff that's on nowadays.
Because I don't think a 12-year-old could comprehend that these are real people from 85 years ago that actually existed. I don't think they would understand or believe it.
No, definitely not.
Fake news.
Yeah.
So let's get a little bit more into what happens in this film. The main arc of the story is Cleopatra wants to get paid.
She wants to get paid, and there's a love triangle going on. Actually, I made some lines.
She
The
drew a
love triangle.
chart.
I did. It was very.
I'm going to scan it and put it on
much
the
Yeah.
screen behind us because it's intricate.
My handwriting's bad, so I'm sorry, guys.
By the way, I'm sorry we're shifted over, but yeah, Sam is like in the screen. That's just the way it is. This is, by the way, I should mention, no, don't do that. This is the last show that we're going to do with this set. Everything's going to change very soon.
Fancy.
Maybe I'll have Sam back. Maybe when everything is different, but she'll come back.
Maximum Overdrive 2.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
We should. No, it's not.
Maximum Overdrive 2? No, it's not.
Oh, you had me so excited
I
for a
wish,
minute.
I
Yeah,
wish.
because it couldn't get worse. So, yeah, Cleopatra decides that she wants to get paid, and she
Yes.
knows that Hans has some money.
Yes.
Because Hans keeps buying her gifts. He buys her flowers, and then he buys her fruit, but she doesn't like fruit, so
No,
she
she
asks for
likes
champagne, so he
champagne,
gets her
yeah.
champagne, and then jewelry.
Jewelry, yeah.
And then, who is it? Fraulein, what's her nose?
Wait, Frida?
Frida accidentally, and I don't even understand how that happened, accidentally tells Cleopatra that he's going to come into a huge inheritance.
I don't know why she would say that if she's trying to protect her fiance.
And she
It's
was
like-
such a tragic character.
I don't know, it's so sad.
It was sad.
Yeah.
She really loved Franz.
She's like
Hans.
She's like, stay away from Hans.
Hans and Franz.
I am Hans. And I am Franz, and we just want to pop you off.
God, why did I come back to these?
Sorry.
No. She was trying to like warn, or like trying to say, hey, stay away from him. By the way, he's gonna come into a huge lump sum of money, so you better watch out.
That's what you do.
No, yeah,
If you're
of
trying
course.
to dissuade somebody from being with somebody you don't want them to be with.
Yeah, right. If
He's
anything-
totally gonna have like $1 million. Don't be with him.
Yeah, if anything, you think she would just be like, I own the money, so sorry.
That would have been a better play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, Cleopatra, concocts this great idea that she will marry Hans because Hans is just vagina,
All over her.
big lady.
Well, he looks up and he's like, oh, vagina.
He does look up to her.
Yeah.
Anyway, I should mention that Cleopatra is, I guess, the trapeze artist in this circus.
Without doing anything.
We've never seen her on a trapeze.
She's just a whore.
She's a gold digger whore.
Yes.
And then they get married.
Yeah, and the wedding party is really weird. The dinner party.
The dinner party.
And okay, so I never knew what gooble gobble one of us means.
Because it's been
never
used
knew
in
that.
so many things for 85 years.
Yeah, I first heard it on South Park.
One of us, Google gobble, Google gobble, one of us, Google gobble, Google gobble.
I love that show.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and when they started doing it, I was like, wait a second, google gobble, one of
Google
us.
gobble,
one
Google
of
gobble,
us.
one of us.
Google gobble, Google gobble. One of us, one of us. Google gobble.
One of us.
One of us. Sorry, I saw
She's
this.
got a nun.
I've never actually, never seen this before.
Never worked with a punching nun before.
No, yeah. In the name of the Holy Spirit.
She's dusty.
She is very dusty.
Sorry.
It matches my socks, by the way.
Yes, we should mention that
Jesus
Sam
socks.
has
socks
socks
fetish.
of the Lord.
In a sock fetish.
Well, everybody's got to have their something.
Yeah, it's true. All right, putting the nun down. Try not to get into your shot.
Okay.
Anyway, so the dinner party was super weird.
Yeah, and they pass around this thing to all the freaks, and they want to accept her as one of them.
One of us.
One of us.
Google
And
gobble.
she gets angry and decides she doesn't want to be one of them.
She throws a bitch fit.
But before that,
she gets drunk off of champagne, and she pretty much just throws her plans, like she makes it known to everybody at the dinner party what she's doing, and Strongman's standing next to her. He's like,
Oh, I'm so happy. I even could kiss you. You big homely brute.
I could kiss you right now, and they kiss, and Hans is like,
at their wedding party.
yeah, Hans is like, what the fuck? Or can I curse? I forget.
You can. I bleep it out.
Oh. So he's like, what the fuck? And
Yeah.
yeah, and then they try to make her.
So I
one
forgot
of
to mention,
them.
by the way, so her plan was to marry Hans
Yes.
and then kill him.
Yeah, because I guess divorce
get-
wasn't very popular back then.
Not really, not in
no,
the 32.
just murder.
And then she was just going to inherit his inheritance.
His fortune. They
His
never
fortune.
said what type of inheritance it was. It's like, oh, a fortune?
But apparently it's a lot.
My golly.
The vapors. Oh, so many zeros.
They had like funny bad words too.
Phooey.
Phooey.
Phooey. Oh,
Phooey.
phooey.
Phooey. Yeah. Yeah, so that was the whole plan, but she kind of makes her plan known at the dinner party.
And she literally poisons him at
Yeah.
the reception of their wedding.
Underneath the table. Yeah, she's like, drop. But I guess she never really meant to kill him, but just make him sick.
Drop the poison. Anyway, so he gets
as fast as I am.
so she makes a horrific scene at the reception.
You
and calls them all dirty, filthy freaks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I guess they all run away. And then 10 minutes later, they're in their, what do you call it? Like wagon, cabin, whatever. And
Carriage.
she's saying, I'm sorry, whatever, I didn't mean it.
Yeah,
whatever.
like I was drunk, and Hans is like,
I don't blame you, Cleo. I don't blame Hercules. Only me. Myself.
it's my fault. No.
Like a bitch.
Yeah, but I think by then he kind of knew what was going on.
I don't think at that point he knew.
Maybe. Well, no, yeah, you're probably
I think
right.
after
I
the
think he was just
doctor
messed
said
up.
that he was poisoned, that's when
Yeah.
he maybe got wise.
Yeah.
Because now Hans is in bed for days. And,
For a week.
Yeah, for a week.
For a week.
And she keeps giving him the medicine
The
that the
Dr. Pepper
doctor has
medicine.
prescribed for him, but she's putting in a little more of the poison.
Yeah.
It's the classic story of little by little putting the arsenic in the food and slowly killing your family or whatever.
Love.
He gets wise to her scheme and starts spitting out the medicine that she's giving him. And the freaks all get together and decide what?
Well, they decided to all join together because even though Venus and what's the guy's Frozzo the clown, like they don't have any type of like deformities or anything
Right.
like that, but they're still part of
They're
like
still
that
part
inner
of the
circle of
family,
family.
yeah.
So they all get together and make their own plan to take back and pretty much do their own justice towards Cleopatra Lady and
Exactly.
Strongman, because they were the two really in on it.
But there's also a weird side plot where Venus said something to somebody, so they found out that Venus knows too much.
So Strongman tries to
So
kill her.
Hercules, the strong man,
Hercules.
breaks into Venus's trailer and is gonna
Yep.
kill her or hurt her or something.
I think he was trying to.
Do something.
Yeah, he was
Hurt
trying
her.
to kill her. Yeah.
And then Phozzo the clown, I'm not saying that right, breaks in and battles with Hercules.
It's Frozzo, you're saying it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the horse pulling the trailer kicks into overdrive, turbo, and hits a rock and flips over.
It's like thundering out. This is when they're going to their next destination. So I guess that's the whole plan when they were going to take down the Venus. Or
Yeah.
no, sorry, not Venus.
And if you have captions on, thunder's rolling.
Yeah, you should definitely have subtitles on while watching
Thunder rolling.
this movie.
Thunder rolling.
Yeah.
It's just
German
thunder rolling.
speaking.
Keeps unintelligible. So the thing flips over and they're screaming, and then all of a sudden all the little freaks start crawling
That
toward.
was so creepy.
That actually was very
it's
creepy.
very creepy.
Oh, but one of the coolest scenes was when Cleopatra was giving Hans his medicine.
Yeah.
And there was a freak sitting there playing the flute.
My little.
And then there was another one in the corner just sort of sitting there, and she was like, it's time for all your friends to leave. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I like
want
them here.
them here.
Anyway, so she goes to give him his medicine, and she turns, and he's sitting up in the bed. And she's like, what is this?
Yeah.
She's like, the jig is up.
Oh my
She's screwed.
God. He's up.
Yeah, and the little guy keeps playing the flute through this whole scene.
Creepy.
It is.
So creepy.
And the guy like flips open his knife.
Switchblade.
And then Johnny Halfbody has a friggin' what I call a Mauser pistol.
Oh, yes, sir. He's cleaning one of those old pistols.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And so everything gets really serious at that point.
dark.
That's when the horse kicks into VTech and
Yeah.
Yo and crashes.
Super drive.
So basically, how does it end?
Well, it pretty much ends with, like you're saying, them crawling underneath the carriage that fell over and one that's still kind of standing. And
They're about to get Cleopatra.
well, Cleopatra was running through the woods.
Oh, that's true.
This
Yeah.
is
This is to get Hercules. Yeah,
Hercules at this point was already stabbed in the rib cage by one of the knives that you thought the guy was holding a
Tyrant.
tyrant iron, because he's
He was a very small person.
And it's a big knife. So no, he threw one, and then all of a sudden he had another one up his sleeve. So they don't show the they don't
Maybe
show
he was
them.
that guy that throws knives on the girl on the spinning wheel.
Yeah, but
Maybe
they
he
don't,
was
also
like
don't
very.
show that.
Well, no, there was a lot of stuff they didn't show.
Yeah, I think all of them had weapons. But yeah, no. So they kill off Hercules, and again, the uncut was about what 20-30 minutes. They didn't.
They said about
Lost
20-ish minutes
footage.
more. Yeah.
So it could have been like too gory. There was probably some like blood, and that's the uncut version.
Oh heavens!
We'll never see.
Miscarriage.
Oh my god.
I'm so scared.
That's terrible. Yeah. By the way, known fact from what? Is it really a known fact?
I mean, it's
It's
lore.
It's on Google lore. Apparently, a lady watching this film had a miscarriage. It could have been from the movie, or she probably was just a terrible
Maybe
person, and
coincidence.
she was probably drinking while she was pregnant.
Oh.
It's the 1930s,
It
man.
was the 1930s. They didn't know.
Yeah, they did.
4 out of 5 doctors recommend Winston cigarettes. So
And what was it like? They had Coke in their cola.
they did have Coke in their cola. So yeah, at the very end, you basically have Cleopatra running through the woods.
Classic.
And then the freaks kind of converge on her.
Yep.
And we snap cut back to the beginning of the film where the guy is showcasing this thing in a cage. And it is Cleopatra, who now looks like a chicken.
Yeah, like it was weird. I think she was a chicken because she had feathers and she was making noises like a chicken.
Yeah, and her face was a little fucked up too, and,
Yeah.
and just it was weird. So she became a freak at that point, a sideshow freak.
Became a freak.
Look at all those chickens.
I'm just saying. Yeah. So again, that's
And then we go to an epilogue, which is Hans. Hans?
yeah.
Hans. In what looks like a very rich-looking study.
A really big house. Too big for him.
He had a butler.
Yeah.
Oh, well, a shed is too big for him. And he had a butler, and Phobos, whatever his name is, and
The clown.
and Venus show up with their daughter. It's not their daughter, but
It's Frida, but
it looks like their daughter.
But yeah, no. So they show up, and Frida finally gets back with Hans.
Yep.
Aww.
And Phobos and Venus smile like they're happy.
Yeah, they're
which
like,
is
okay,
weird,
let's
and they
leave.
just walk off. So happy ending, I guess.
Yeah, it's this movie is about love.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Oh, all right. Well, then let's talk about the quality of the film. Now, oh, there you go. We're done. So we have to talk about the quality of film. What did you think of the video and the audio of this film? And the music, because we have to talk about that too.
Yeah, so there was like a good, first 15 minutes of the movie. They had circus music playing.
Carnival music. Oh,
Carnival
so annoying.
I think it's probably because they were something was going on in the background, or maybe that I just wanted to get you in like the mood of things. Like it is a carnival.
I'm going to agree with you because they couldn't show the actual circus.
No,
I think they felt that they needed to put the audience in the circus
atmosphere
by playing that music.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
I thought it was funny. One of us.
I thought the video was okay for its time. I mean, it's hard to judge because I haven't seen many movies from the 30s.
Oh, I'm going to judge because I have.
Go ahead.
So, they did do one cool like camera move action where he sits up from the bed and they're like, whew.
That's true. They did that.
I don't know what the terminology is, but
It's a dolly.
They did a perfect dolly.
Pretty good dolly.
They did.
Racked focus and everything.
Yeah, they did.
I'm going to give it a 6.
For its time and the storyline and that it's real people that they used.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say a 7.
Nice. Okay. The sound was challenging, and again, because it's from the 30s, and it didn't have the money that Gone with the Wind had, so they just didn't have the quality that you'd expect from a film. So if you do find this movie, you're going to want to have the subtitles on because you're not going to understand the little people speaking, and you're not going to understand some of the other people speaking.
Yeah.
Even the subtitles didn't understand what some of the people were saying.
No.
Because in a couple places it just says unintelligible because it is unintelligible.
You should totally do like that as a subtitle.
Oh yeah.
When I'm talking.
This whole show has subtitles, by the way. Yes.
Probably because of me.
And it's mostly unintelligible. Yeah, so what about the special effects now? What did you think of the special effects?
I think that was like one scene when they did that with the horse carriages.
Oh, that was weird because they sped up the
They
film.
sped it up, but it was special effects, but yet actual stunts.
Oh yeah, the stunts were actually pretty good. You have to admire that this being 85 years old, there just wasn't the state of the art of special effects back then was showing fire in the background of Gone with the Wind.
Right.
And that was convincing because it was like a projection or something like that.
Yeah.
It was new technology. There just wasn't a whole lot of call for special effects in this.
And everybody did like their own stunts. A lot more than nowadays.
That was interesting.
There's no stunt doubles. I mean, there probably was, but at the same time, like, you did your own stunts. By the way, no horses were hurt making this movie.
We don't know that.
Happy ending.
Happy place. Happy place.
But yeah, so the special effects, for the one scene.
I mean, it was raining through the last 10 minutes of the film.
Could have been real rain.
We don't know. I mean, it could have been a studio for all I know. I couldn't tell.
You think this movie afforded a studio?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. No, it was all
okay.
filmed outside.
If you say so, but
I don't think
it's
so.
rare that you're going to have that kind of rain going on for that long. I've made films. It takes a long time.
Yeah, well, it's rain.
Good. Anyway, the drug that they were using was tomosine.
Did they say that in the movie?
No, it said it on the words on the screen. That's called, what is that called? Anyway, it's called,
I don't remember them saying that.
It was written as PTOMA.
In case you guys want to look it up.
PTOMCINE. Anyway, I'm going to look up and see if that's an actual poison. Thank you, Sam. All right. Does it work? Let's define what this movie is. What is this movie?
That question is always great for me. It may not work for everybody, but that doesn't work for everybody else.
Well, we know that Maximum Overdrive worked for you.
Oh, it's awesome.
We know that
awesome movie.
We know that Beaster Day didn't work for anything for anyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's talk about Freaks. Does it work? What is it, and does it work as what it tries to be?
It's like an independent movie for its time.
I like the way you said that. Yes,
Yeah.
it was definitely an independent film. It had an independent film feel to it. So what genre would you put this in?
I would put it in drama and thriller.
Thriller.
Yeah, it wasn't
Interesting.
I mean, because it didn't really show any blood. People were getting stabbed.
Truth, yeah.
And there was some scary parts, but that still can be fit in the thriller aspect of that genre.
I will agree with you because horror is like Nostradamus and the Frankenstein, but that was 40s and 50s. But Nostradamus was probably the closest thing to horror at that time.
Yeah.
This definitely felt more like a thriller because there was a murder plot.
Yeah.
The murder, there was a lot of like backstabbing and change around and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you. Okay.
I would in drama because there was a love
There was
triangle.
certainly
multiple
drama.
love
Yeah.
triangles. Yeah.
I'll say that they used actual circus people for this, so the acting was spotty.
It was spotty, but it was
However,
real life.
when Frida was tearing up at the table
that was so sad.
of the wedding, I mean, I actually felt for Frida. I mean, she did a great job. So good job.
Yeah.
It was good acting as far as the people that were involved, and as a thriller, I think it worked. Well, then the last thing we're gonna have to talk about is Sam. How many alcoholic beverages would it take to enjoy watching this film?
Me personally?
Nah, just anybody.
Oh, anybody else? Okay.
Because we know the answer is 9.
I would have to say probably about like 4.
Good. Okay, I'm glad you said
4
4
beers.
because it's different than what I think.
It's not
this
very long.
This is a short movie, yes,
Yeah,
and
like the people in
therefore you don't really. I'll say this though, it's a short movie, but it's also slow.
Yeah.
So if this were 90 minutes at this pace,
Yeah.
it would be tough.
Yeah.
However, at 60 minutes, it's not so bad.
No.
So I'm going to say 2.
2?
I think for two drinks through the film, just watching it and appreciating what they were trying to do at the time, and getting freaked out by Johnny the Half Man. That guy, he was freaky weird.
That was pretty cool. I don't know. He had a pretty face. He was like creeping in the window for a bit. I was
Sam
like,
fell in love
he's pretty.
with half a man.
No, it's better than most.
He could.
Ba-dum-bum.
Wow. He could never. I don't know what he could do. I imagine. Oh, think how strong his hands would be. Because he walks on them and he does everything with his hands. Look at her. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for coming back for a third time.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah.
And behind us, you're seeing a couple of photos that we did earlier today before Sam saw the movie, but I had this vision of what I wanted her to look like.
I have not even seen them yet.
No,
so.
I haven't edited them yet, so who knows what they're going to look like. Maybe I'm just showing pictures of like clowns and pinwheels behind us. I don't know. Anyway, so I forgot to say in the beginning of this show that I always do is oh no, I did show your Instagram.
Sure. Did you?
I'm showing it again anyway, in case you want to see what Sam's up to. She does a lot of traveling.
Yes.
She's kind of a nomad. She just goes where the wind carries her.
Yep.
And I envy her for that because I'm stuck here in this chair. I can't move. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching another edition of Models and Movies.
Thank you.
And next time, I will be back with a completely different looking set. It won't be so different, but
Maximum Overdrive 2.
I can't wait.
That'd be amazing.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.